people are moored shallowly, then storms wreck them, and storms come along. So I'm talking to people about how they can build a foundation underneath them that works, and people need to know that, because otherwise their lives are harder than they need to be.
What is it that you have that no one else has? What are you offering that no one else is right now?
Well, I think that is what I'm offering. That's not part of the public discussion, and it's grounded in my clinical knowledge. So I've been a clinician for a very long time, and I'm familiar
Second year, baby.
Most of the great 20th century clinicians, and a reasonable amount of philosophy, and a good swath of literature. And I'm a credible scientist, and so I can bring that all together. And I've tried to bring it all together and to make a case for the significance of individual life and the psychological necessity of courage and nobility and responsibility, these things that sound old-fashioned, but are old-fashioned in the best sense. They're old-fashioned because they've lasted forever and they're absolutely necessary. And people need a call to responsibility because they need to mature. They need to want to be adults. And I don't think we do a very good job in our culture of making a case for why it's a good thing to be an adult.
And two things really made you famous, which is, first of all, is the book, 12 Rules for Life. The second one, I think, was an interview that went viral with Kathy Newman of Channel 4 News, which she talked about men and women.
Podcasts help plenty.
All right, he's got a big, big following. But that was, I think, really fascinating, that interview, because it was specifically about men and women. And you said at the time, YouTube skews very male, your fan base is very male. Is that still the case? Are you still primarily talking to men?
I would say the talks are probably 60-40, 65-35 male to female. The book sales, I don't know. I doubt it, because usually it's women who buy books, although men do buy nonfiction if they buy books. We don't know the demographics on the books. But the book has definitely expanded my audience, I would say. And that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I never set out specifically to talk to men. My students for most years at university have been primarily female. I think most of my graduate students have been female. It might be about 50-50, but I think it would probably tilt more in the direction of female. So it wasn't something I set out to do. I think, though, that, as I said earlier, well, I can't tell how much of it is merely a consequence of the fact that YouTube skews so male. It might also be something to do with the call to take on voluntary responsibility. I'm not exactly sure why that would be more necessary for men right now. I think it might be because our culture confuses men's desire for achievement and competence with the patriarchal desire for tyrannical power. And that's a big mistake. Those aren't the same thing, even a bit. So, and it's very inappropriate psychologically and sociologically to confuse them. So.
Well, one of the things I want to come back to is this idea. So that you say in the book, there is masculine order and feminine chaos.
No, actually, I say that those are symbolic representations of the two things.
Right, okay. So why? Why is order masculine?
I think it's because our primary social hierarchy structures are fundamentally masculine.
And that's not the patriarchy?
Well, it's not the modern idea of the patriarchy, that's for sure.
I mean, that's my idea of the patriarchy, which is a system of male dominance of society.
Yeah, but that's not my sense of the patriarchy.
So what's yours?
Well, in what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
A very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
But I could say equally well that most rape victims are women. Terrible things happen to people of both sexes.
And you could say that with perfect utility, but that doesn't provide any evidence for the existence of a male-dominated patriarchy.
Well,
it just means that terrible things happen to both genders, which they certainly do.
But there are almost no women who rape men, for example. So that is an asymmetry there in sexual violence.
Well, yes, there's an asymmetry in all sorts of places, but that doesn't mean that Western culture fact that there are asymmetries has nothing to do with your basic argument.
No, but you might
This is a trope that people just accept. Western society is a male-dominated patriarchy. It's like, no, it's not. That's not true. And even if it has a patriarchal structure to some degree, the fundamental basis of that structure is not power. It's competence. That's why our society works. It's only when a structure degenerates into tyranny that the fundamental relationships between people become dependent on power. It's not power. If you hire a plumber who's likely to be male, it's not because there's roving bands of tyrannical plumbers forcing you to make that choice. And it's the case with almost every interaction that you have at the face of our culture. You're dealing with people who are offering a service of one form or another, who are usually part of the broad middle class, and who offer, and what you're looking for is the person who can offer the best service, and you can find it. It's not a consequence of being dominated by anything that's tyrannical. And then again, our culture.
A structure that has continued throughout from a time when women didn't have the same legal rights as men to now when they mostly do.
Right.
The culture still lags behind it. I don't think you and I are necessarily talking at such cross purposes. It's just that your conception of patriarchy, as I see it in the book, is that quite a lot of men are quite nice and would do nice things for women. And
no, that's not my conception of patriarchy. I don't require men or advise them to be nice. Ever.
Well, you do talk about the guy who's the tampon king, the sanitary towel king of India, right?
I wouldn't call that nice.
Okay,
I would call that brave.
Okay.
Did you read about his life when he was trying to develop that?
Yeah.
God, it was absolutely miserable, and he did it anyways. He freed all sorts of women as a consequence.
And I think that was
nice. That's courageous. That's noble. That's visionary. It's not nice.
I think it is also nice. I think it is also something that is,
Yeah, we gotta blaze up, baby.
I'm not so sure that that's a social obligation because many other people would have done it had it been a social obligation. He said what he was concerned about. He saw that his wife was suffering with her monthly period and had to choose between feeding her family and taking care of herself properly, and chose to feed her family and thought he would do something about that. That goes way beyond nice, especially given what he had to suffer through to do all the experimentation that produced his eventual technology. So, this whole patriarchy thing, I think.
We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. Tonight, it's the Sunday night opener for the new NFL season between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders.
All right, let's go.
It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. Fields this way up at the 17. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Ooh, party foul.
You're thinking instead it was the action of great stimulus in the 1930s that produced the social revolution and then overthrew the paper. That's your theory.
Yeah, I
That's a
think.
foolish theory.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear you say that, but I think you put you in the Kathy Newman interview. I think it's a multivariate, right? There's lots of different things that all contribute to.
Well, then let's not assume that the best one society is a tyrannical dictator.
Well, no, that's one of them, and then other things happen as well. So you have the failure of the dishwasher and white goods, the way the trading
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
But you need some things like campaigns to do.
And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself, thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now anti-abortion is now conservative. I think that abortion rights are absolutely fundamental to women being able to function.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes
I think
backwards.
it is extremely smug and complacent to think civilization's peak is all upwards from here. It's a living. There are lots of people agreeing with me. There are lots of people fully agreeing
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news. They've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And it's unhospitable. Precisely.
And this will be taken at the 13. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm currently married, but I'll raise it with him. I think the university example is a really fascinating one because you talk in the book about the fact that now women are a majority in 2/3 of college courses in the US. And I've also seen you saying that you believe in equality of opportunity but not equality of outcome. Maybe
It isn't only that I don't believe in equality of outcome. I think it's an unbelievable pathological wish.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know they're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go to Elliott again. And he'll push it ahead for about 3 to the 36. Just not a whole lot
Nice job standing in proper places and not allowing any lanes to run.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Prescott.
Oh, good shit. My fault, fellas. Good deal.
Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching.
You ain't bait shit, nigga. You caught that by mistake.
Once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, and wait for the result.
He said he baited me.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
All right, fellas, we done gave him a gift. Gave him a pick 6 real quick. He think he playing defense. Let's show him that it's not like that.
And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this?
Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling.
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch.
Okay.
Let's make some TV people. What a great game to see right out of the gate.
So now 3rd down coming up.
There's one thing there, defense. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to match all that size and beef, and they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down.
We can beat that nickel for sure. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, he playing defense now.
Why not?
How can it be good? It's the consequence of a tyrannical patriarchy.
We better tighten up right now. 2 picks.
In this one, more than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Like I had a very good job, I had a loving family, I don't think that's going to do the world any good.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Why not? Is it okay for you to occupy a position of privilege in the patriarchal tyranny? And if it is it because you're female? Or is it just
the last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
I guess I'm a social democrat, so what I believe is that you should, if you have a good life, you should try and pass that on. I believe in progressive redistributive tax system, for example. It was once said by Lord Mandelson in British politics, new Labour was okay
he'll look to throw it.
once they pay their taxes. Now, I'm left with
Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they got this down at about the 12-yard line.
They kept the receiver in the short field, and that let the quarterback get the ball quickly to it. Either guy in double coverage could react.
At this point, really by giving up the money. But this is my point, is that what I believe is that we live in a structure in which people who have had a good life and have lots of advantages should pay that back, pay that fee.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And if you have that,
1st down, how to throw.
Oh, come on, that's fumble, ain't it?
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd down throw for Howell.
Too easy.
Finding Thomas in the end zone.
There it is, right there. Gotta use that one.
A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
We ain't come here to get our ass kicked.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Is it the fact that it's mostly men? Is it the social?
Better do something right now.
Well, I think that's really interesting because male primary school teachers, for example, only 15% of them are men. I want to keep some of them time, but you know what, they were still
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. If we gotta go, first do no harm. Now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
That was relatively equalized, then all of a sudden it would be a free and open institution.
14-0 score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
So what do you do?
Well, this is
achieve it as a consequence of preferential hiring.
No, I don't really necessarily need the preferential hiring. I think it would probably be about making that job.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. There's Prescott.
What the fuck? What? Oh, wow. Oh, well, fellas.
On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it.
Explain that more to me?
Well, why would you assume that it would be that?
Well, if I say that, there is a...
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Agnew now to return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Takes criticism very much to heart. Is that true?
I don't think you have any grounds for that suggestion.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that can really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking.
Oh, that's my fault. For sure. Taking advantage of it.
Tackle made at the 26-yard line.
It's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run.
Time to wake up, fellas.
People tend to show their voice and some of that's a consequence of the structure of the technology.
I think I certainly agree with that. I almost completely agree on that.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
This time they'll throw it with Howell. Winds up and lets it
Oh, ski. Oh, come on, man. What is y'all batting it down for? I need all that.
When they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
Got me. Good shit.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The end result, 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
You put up a post, and 1,000 people read it. Certainly 1,000 people don't respond. A few people respond. Or maybe it skews way over to those people who had a bad day. Like, we have no idea.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Howell to the air on 1st and 10.
Oh, wow. I fucked that up. Come on now. Easy pick.
Teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He said, man, you're watching an NFL game and trying to count for their passing game. That's difficult. And just when you think you got everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
All right, here we go.
On 1st down, Howell. This will complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Okay.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Which is part of my inclination. And so I find the constant conflict exhausting. But that's not the issue. I mean, you're not morally obligated. You're morally obligated to do things other than that which you like. So now,
a rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Howell.
Oh, you motherfuckers is crazy out this bitch. Wow. Good shit.
26 yards.
That was the pick.
The meaning that sustains you is mostly to be found through responsibility. And through the voluntary adoption of responsibility, you're very likely to find your fundamental strength. And I think that that's clinically unassailable observation. And that's all very good, and I'm very pleased to be doing it, and it seems to be having a salutary effect as far as I can tell. And but it's not because I thrive on anger. I mean, I'll show you how much anger there's there now.
Out from the gun.
What the fuck is y'all swatting shit for, man? God damn, that's crazy.
Understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
You said at the end I was more coherent than I normally am. You ranged across quite a range.
Pick that shit off.
You know, status in monkeys to perception. But the things
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Oh, these motherfuckers. Good shit.
Logan Thomas. His 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Commanders are looking good here in the season openers. Are able to extend their lead.
So I know that you and I mean the same thing when we talk about multiculturalism, because you have
now Joey Sly for the point after. And it is now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
In some sense, it's supplanted it. How is that not multiculturalism?
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
That's not the case. How can that possibly be the case?
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Yeah.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Prescott.
Yep, that's game, fellas.
William Jackson with him. And
That is game.
All the way back inside the 20. A nightmare of the first half for him. That's that.
Good game, cuz.
I agree, because you don't get one thing in the league without the I expect him to go at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy.
So, first and 10 now, down in.
Start a private party so we can cry without our opponent hearing us.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
This shit over with.
Gain of 11 sets him up first and goal.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend.
Not sure how we got our ass beat like this, but we
Chance
did.
to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Powell. This is caught.
Motherfuckers will not react.
Second goal.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to the right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both, because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
I wouldn't agree with that either. I think a lot of people find having a black hole just
Second and goal from the 1. They go play action with Powell. Rolling to his left.
That is crazy.
Touchdown. And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half. Slide on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Yeah, this is bad.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Might as well catch me on some Call of Duty. We ain't about to come back on this motherfucker.
Here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The whole idea of the United States, it said, I think a beautiful thing, all men are created equal, but it meant men.
Yeah, I don't know no motherfucking good shit to help us with this.
Cowboys offense. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Take a motherfucker too long to release the rock.
6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott from the gun. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
All occurrences of non-equal treatment into the category of identity politics. Identity politics is a very specific thing. It's really only existed since the 1970s. We can't go back to 1770 and say that the founders of the American Constitution were playing identity politics.
So you might say politics that was based on identity. That's an identity.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Identity politics is something that's
throwing. Prescott.
It's a new term.
He's going to launch it for Washington.
Come on, man.
It's Tariq Castro Fields who picked it. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
And they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and
This ain't no fun at all.
A nice Nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
I think the right-wing use of identity as the primary marker for human categorization is as reprehensible and dangerous as it is on the left. My problem at the left at the moment, the fundamental problem with the radicals.
So we've reached halftime here on our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
I agree with you. I find a lot of students enormously irritating, but I would question how much power they have in contrast to the things that I find more worrying happening in the world today. Right? Reading professor.
And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis operating gun, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
So I don't think you can make a case that the current, where people are with their 20 today is actually going to be
about set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's trying to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is...
And my goodness, another interception.
That shit crazy.
Well, I think everyone who's watching...
All right, I'm gonna put the sticks down. Don't smoke my motherfucking weed, man.
Interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there. And there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today.
I do agree with you. There is an illegal strain with students in those universities. I don't think that's an existential threat. And I certainly don't think it is, to me, the biggest issue in the report today. It's the one that I would choose personally.
So first and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
It's sometimes a real good. Because it's called an antidote to chaos.
This motherfucker won't even react.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
Partners still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't want to see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Off play action. It's Howell.
Goddamn shame.
Touchdown grab. And the Commanders open the lead up to 34-0. Good throw there. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable.
We look like trash right now, for real, for real.
And what I mean by that is understanding the playbook, not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
So there isn't a line in that chapter that talks about power as the proper means of production or something like that. There's not a line in the book. There's nothing in anything I've ever said that suggests that.
Okay.
About set for this next drive.
We need to find out how to accelerate the clock. Fuck this shit.
Third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Do you look at this this is a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
It's competence.
Okay, my big problem with the last one is that it's scientifically.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running back, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're an offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. No runs. They stop it behind the line. It's a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This defense just can't get after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Lead the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. He is out of bounds inside the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try to move the football. Right now,
First time past the 50.
Let's see if they can keep it up.
10th carry now for Elliott. Yeah, this will leave him a nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run forward with Elliott.
Damn.
Like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From telewives that live in matriarchal pods, often owned by a grandmother, someone who's been through menopause. Why is that an example you pick to talk about in the book? It's because lobsters say the thing that ideologically you want to talk about, which is your belief that there is a kind of Marxist ideology.
The point that I was making with lobsters, I just said what it was. That hierarchies have been around for a
But
very
who genuinely, really, today is arguing, apart from maybe 3 mad Marxist academics, that there is no such thing as hierarchy? Hierarchies.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And now here's another interception.